Correct. I am going to pull this up on my other YouTube so that I can watch it as it happens. I'm so sorry that the doohickey, the mic's on the other side, but I hope you can hear me okay. All right, volume off. Sick. Okay, get this away from me. Lots of stuff over here. So what I have here is a Rudetech. There it is. Rudetech kit for their Ain't Afraid pedal. Got my soldering iron off in the distance. Maybe pull it a little bit closer to me. Along with this guy. Let's look at my soldering tip. All right. So I've also gotten this pedal that was loaned. My friend Sean, whose birthday was recent, he asked me to take a look at this. I just never was able to get around to it. Maybe if the kit doesn't really, if I don't feel up to doing the kit, I will do that. But I bought this. I bought this with my own money. And so it's a non-sponsored post, even though I really hope that I can work more with Rudetech in the future, and I think we will work together. I paid for this. All right, so let me take this out of its bag. The bag is, tear it. Have a really nice enclosure here, inspired by an inspirational performer who is based out of Nashville. Singer of Those Darlings, unfortunately died. Lost the battle of cancer a few years ago. Very tragic. So everything came boxed up all nicely in here. I got a couple stickers. Maybe I'll stick one of these stickers right now. I'm actually a little torn because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this desk in this space. My husband has a much nicer table, and I feel like we are losing space because I am very intent on keeping my crappy table. All right, so that's all of the transistors, wires, a little circuit board. I mean, this is a 1 fuzz, so I don't think it's going to be very important. 9-volt clip. Probably won't use that. Jumper cables, just classic plastic guys there. Screws, going to lose those. A switch. Clicky boy. Oh, solder. A knob. A potentiometer. 100K. Jacks. One is a stereo jack. One is a mono. I think I'll probably do mono in and TRS out, just in case I want to do something fun. And wait, no, what am I looking at? Oh yeah, the same thing. I was just holding on to the same thing. For the LED and for the input. Got a red LED there. I think Fran from Frantone actually is the one who started using these on guitar pedals. I learned that from a video she posted the other day. So I'm just going to put the parts I'm not using there because I don't think that's where I'll be starting. All right, I also have here, well, I assume our instructions, parts list. Thanks for the order. I threw in some stickers and these dope pens I just made. Pens? Oh, Jesse. You definitely sent me stickers, my friend. But oh, wait, no, I saw those pens. Yeah, those are upstairs. Packed. For instructions, videos, head to rudetech.com/product/kit ain't afraid cancer fighting fuzz. Fuck cancer. Hell yes to the fuzz. All right. I'm going to go to rudetech.com/product/kit ain't afraid cancer fighting fuzz. $75. That's what this costed me. All right. The kit version. 7 are in stock, so get on that. Oh, it's a video. Aw. You know, I don't really want to watch a video. I want just like because I'm filming a video right now. Crumb. Okay. All right, let's get all this out. Let's see. Oh, they're not labeled. Ah, farts. Okay, I guess I will be turning on the sound. All six of you are watching this. Thank you. Hopefully this won't actually take me the entire hour and a half. I really don't want it to. Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. Let me mute my video here. That's what I meant to do before. Apparently I'd unmuted it. Jesse.
This is the kit that we're going to be building.
I'm watching his video.
I teach this class to kids at a summer camp every single year for like the past 7 years.
Cool.
We have
it's a soldering class.
Fuzz.
So let's see what I can just figure out on my own. I'm pretty sure this is gonna go there. Oh God. It's all written right there. All right. Let's see. R1 is the 2K. Man, I just wish these were labeled. Sorry, Jesse. I just wish they were labeled. Okay. It's gonna go 2 minutes and 21 seconds in.
So R1 is a 2K resistor.
Okay, it's one of these guys.
I'm not gonna go over super basics like resistor color code and things like that.
But I want you to.
I'll just tell you what resistor bands to look for.
Tell me.
For our 2K resistor, in your baggie you have this little blue cylinder.
Yes.
And it has a red, black, brown.
Red, black,
so
black,
this
brown.
Is a 4-band
this is that one.
If you have any trouble finding this, just look for the one with red on the end. There should be another one with red on the end, but this one's red, black instead of red, red. So once you've found that, grab the cylinder and bend the leads down.
Grab the cylinder and bend the leads down just like that.
And then do the same thing for the other side.
Okay.
Again, more advanced solderers know about this, but I'm doing things really, really basic at first. The silk screen shows us which side of the board the resistor or the individual part goes on. So if you flip it over, for example, you see that there's a part that's going to go on this underside laid out by the silk screen. But my silk screen for this shows it up here, so I'm just going to poke it through the holes.
Cool. Poked through hole. Thanks, Jesse. Are we going to populate everything first?
Make sure it's nice and flat to the board.
It's flat.
See, it's nice and flat. And then all I'm going to do is hold it, bend the leads out slightly.
Bend the leads out slightly.
You know, not too much.
Nice.
Just want to hold it in place so that So let's go ahead and do this first solder joint.
Oh, okay, we're going to get to soldering. Nice.
If you've never soldered before.
I have. I'm just going to use my solder wire, not the stuff that...
The most basic instruction I can give you is hold your soldering iron like a pencil in your dominant hand. I'm right-handed, so I'll hold it in my right hand. And hold your solder pencil in your left hand.
Nope.
Or your non-dominant hand, rather.
Oh.
Then you're going to touch the iron to the pad and the lead.
Uh-oh, I don't like what
Feed in a
that's
little
doing.
solder. You're not moving your iron at all. Heat goes on. Feed in a little bit of solder. And then the solder goes away.
Oh, man.
And then the heat goes away. So heat,
I think I need to do this
solder,
later, because
heat away, and
I'm
you're
not
done.
happy with those solder
And try not to
joints.
move the lead while it's drying for about 2 seconds. If you ever have any trouble and you find that you have to press your soldering iron in to get the solder to melt, or if you're holding it and things just aren't melting, if it doesn't melt within like 2 seconds, just get out of there and then start over. What we want to avoid is overheating your workpiece and causing damage to the board.
Yeah, I really
So
hope
I'll
I
do
didn't
it
do that.
really
So
quickly on a flat
I
surface
think,
like you probably have at home, and then I'll raise things up so you can see.
yeah,
So the
I think
process is
I'm having a little bit of trouble with
heat goes on, I'm
my
touching the
soldering
pad and
tip,
the
I
lead.
think.
Feed a little solder in, gravity sucks it through the hole, and then heat comes off. And that's it. That's our first joint done. Again, for the first 3 joints, we're going to go a little bit more into detail on how to solder, and then the rest will move a lot faster. So
I
if
think
you're
I
more
should use a
advanced
chisel tip.
and this is really painful for you to watch, don't worry about it. Next, we're going to use this tool called right angle clippers. There's a flat side and a not so flat side. These things are like $5 on Amazon.
I'm going to ruin this board. Sorry, Jesse, I ruined the board, I think.
No, it's not. But they're
Making you
$5.
nervous
They're
yet?
the best ones I've ever found, and I mean, they're super,
Yeah,
super
I don't
cheap.
know why I'm still fucking around
Flat
with this.
side goes on the board. You're not cutting things perfectly flat to the board.
I think this tip is
You're cutting down
oxidized.
to that little
It's my
volcano.
bad.
So you see that the soldering joint, I can roll it in the light, and it looks nice and shiny. And I'm not cutting off the volcano, I'm just cutting off the lead. So there's still that nice pointy
Well, I
solder.
think, actually, I take it back. I think that looks okay.
Alright,
Where are my clippers?
now that I've soldered things flat to the
Oh, I was
ground,
really prepared,
kinda
wasn't
like
I, with the
you would,
clippers?
I'm gonna raise things up.
That's my wire stripper.
I'm going to use one of these. Again, this is not super necessary. I'm just doing this so it's a lot easier to see.
I really apologize. I thought I was more prepared than this. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, unhappy women can't find their wire clippers. Oh my god, they're right here. Alright. I'm a genius. Oh, that's fine. I was overthinking it. Alright. What's next? What's next? How's the crowd? Hello to Old Man Zen and Jason. I am building the Rude Tech Ain't Afraid. It's a fuzz. Fights cancer. It's cool. Alright, I'm going to go back to Jesse's video and hopefully the next transistor, because I just don't feel like measuring anything.
The next component is a 2.2 Mega Ohm Resistor, so another little blue cylinder.
Alright. Oops.
Just like the first one, this is going to have a start with a red band.
So it's going to be like a red and a yellow. Says this one pretty clearly.
Red, black, yellow is what we're looking for. This last band indicates the tolerance. This is gold. Doesn't really look gold, but looks brown. But anyway, red, black, yellow is what we're looking for. Bend the leads down.
Oops. Ha ha ha.
And then stick it in the hole for R2.
I accidentally filled that hole with solder somehow.
So don't worry about that. We'll only have to worry about that when we get to the diodes. Make sure it's nice and flat to the board. Bend the leads out slightly. Let's go ahead and do our third solder joint. And this is going to be our last review on how to solder.
Sweet Jesus.
Iron touches the pad and the lead, and then we feed in
This is the
solder.
stupidest thing I've ever done in my life.
Iron on.
Alright.
Solder in. Let gravity suck it down the hole. Heat goes off. Again, if you have any problems and it takes more than a couple seconds, just back out.
I'm a dummy. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. I just feel like such a fucking idiot right now. Hello, world. I fucked up my kit build. How'd you do that, Emily? Impatience. Impatience. So now, to figure out how in the world I get this unfucking believable. I'm gonna hurt myself, aren't I? How nervous is everybody? Scale of 1 to 10. Watching me be an absolute fucking baby. Alright. Helping hands is coming out. I could use the help. Help me. Hold me. Okay. Come on. Ugh. Oh. It's going. Boom, shakalaka, booch. All right. Let's get that back there. Use something else that's not my fucking hand to push it through. All right, well, I did something really stupid, so. I know, doing soldering live is insane. Thank you, Sean, you were right, I needed a helping hand. I think I might need more than just helping hands. Come on, just sneak it in there. Get in. Get in. Beautiful. Saved my shit. I actually really like soldering. So. Okay. Beautiful. How about that? How about it, friends? I'm now 2 components in. Only embarrassed myself sufficiently. It's been a minute since I soldered, so I don't feel so bad about it. Whoa. Why is this? Okay. I need to adjust my helping hand because it's not being a big help ATM. Tight. Okay, so that's too loose. Some help you are. My God. People just eating their, sandwiches, their leftovers, watching me. Solder. All right, I'm gonna go back to Jason's video, skip the rest of the solder tutorial. All right, play.
Resistor 3 is a 47K resistor.
47K. Show me what it looks like. Jesse, where'd you go?
47K resistor looks like this.
Starts with yellow?
Yellow, purple, black, red.
Nice.
Yellow, purple, black, red.
Okay.
Insert it into the R3 position.
Okay. Yellow, purple, black, red. I want one of those nice multimeters, but I'm not going to pay that nice money for a nice multimeter. Give myself a little bit more room there. Make sure I'm clipping the correct boy. All right. I'm sure that the solder Jason sent me is great, but I like mine. I like my solder. Come on. I really should have installed a chisel tip for this particular project, I think. Well, I don't like the blobs I'm getting. You know, I feel like that's pretty indicative of oxidation, isn't it, guys? Friends. All right. Next. Clip, clip. Next.
R4 is a 680 ohm resistor.
680 ohm resistors next. Jesse, why you don't just have them?
You could actually modify your circuit by changing the value of this resistor. We can get into that a little more advanced videos if you're ever curious. This one is
Red.
blue, gray, black, black.
Okay.
In a 4 code.
Blue, gray, black, black. So it's my R4. I'm not going to change the resistor value of that ATM. But maybe someday, who knows? Probably not. Oh, gosh. I've been writing all morning, and it just feels really nice to not be using that part of my brain. I'm a lot of things professionally, but content writer is one of them. I really enjoy writing content, especially right now. I'm writing some really great things that I'm pretty excited about. Some cool articles, some cool content. Really feel glad that's my life, and I feel very lucky every day. All right, what y'all talking about? I should be doing a split screen. Big Fish. I remember Big Fish. I don't remember anything from Big Fish, but I remember Big Fish. Old man Zen, you should try this pedal kit. It's not a lot of parts, which is nice.
Let's go ahead and solder.
Alright, scooching forward. Clippy clip. Alright.
Inspect things nice and shiny. Flow through nice and shiny. Alright. I'm going to do the diodes next because they're nice and flat. And if you are working on a flat surface, it's a lot easier to keep all the flat things and get them done. Because otherwise, if we do the capacitors next, you're going to have a board like this, and it's going to be really hard to solder stuff. So let's do the diodes next.
Oh God.
When I'm building things, I like to go from the smallest thing up to the biggest thing later.
Show me what I need.
4148 small signal diode.
Look at that. Come on, Jesse.
In your kit, it's this little orange one right here.
Oh my God.
So this is directional. This does have a polarity, and you can see there's a little black band on the body.
What does black mean?
And on the silk screen, there's a little band on the silk screen that tells us that this diode is going to go this way.
This is a really great tutorial.
So grab it, bend the leads down, not perfectly flush against the body. Not like that.
Okay.
And then insert it. And make sure, again, this is your chance to double check that you've got the polarity in the right direction.
Definitely got the polarity right.
Push it down pretty flat. Don't force things, because this is a little glass cylinder.
Oh.
So, I mean, if you really...
I don't know why I didn't realize it was glass.
But hold it flush, bend the leads out, and that's our diode in position.
I don't know if I'm like just really hard on myself when I'm soldering, but I am.
Sensitive to heat.
Okay.
Modern diodes, you don't they're about to is a germanium diode. It's a modern one, but it's they are a little bit more sensitive to heat.
I assume it's this glass
In
boy.
your kit, it is this 1N34.
Yeah.
So you can see the body is a little bigger. That just makes it a little bit more fragile. So don't bend the leads with any force right up next to the body. See, I bent the leads so that
This direction, I think I got the direction the right way. I'm just gonna watch him.
According to the silk screen, it's supposed to go this way. And then we're gonna go ahead and insert it.
Fantastic. All right. We're trucking. We are. Gosh, this is a fun way to spend a lunch break. Lately, I've been boxing on my lunch breaks. I really love boxing. Chisel tip would have been easier, dummy. Next time you should use a chisel tip. Okay. I actually have chisel tips. I don't know why I didn't use them. Scooch through Jesse soldering.
So one of these leads, let's do the top one first.
Oh, he did a heat shrink. I don't have any of those.
Again, be careful with this. You don't want to clamp it to the glass. What this does is this provides a huge thermal mass.
Well, I went really
so
quickly with high heat, so.
Too much, this thing is going to act like a heat sink. And this is super, super. Figured I didn't have. I'll do this.
Okay.
Move on to the capacitors. There's only one value of capacitor in your kit.
They're these boys. Scoot, scoot.
Guys, right here.
Yes.
So this is a 0.1 microfarad or 0.1 farad.
I hope you all are talking amongst yourselves. Yep. I am building the.
0.1 microfarad.
Try to put this in the shot.
And again, these can go either way, just like the resistors can. So just insert it. And let's go ahead and do the other one too. Normally when I'm building these, I populate the entire board and then solder.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting to do, populate the entire board and then solder.
Everything's nice and in line. But I'm just holding these flat to the board and then bending the leads out slightly.
Alright. Oh my god. Too much tape. I know Dwarfcraft used to do kits, and I'm sad I never got one of their kits. Y'all, once I got a kit, and it was like a chorus, and they didn't, not only did they not label anything, well, it was just like a bunch of loose caps in a bag, like resistors, capacitors, just all loose in a bag, and I was so pissed. And then I couldn't even get the chorus to work because I fried an IC chip. All right. Come on, there you go. I should have, I don't know why. I think the soldering iron came with these very fine tips. I did order some chisel tips after I did the Seymour Duncan. Gosh, just get off the soldering. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, not my best work, but let's look to see how that flowed through. Oh, can't tell. Yeah, that's fine. The Seymour Duncan pickup installation course. I do some work for them. I really, really like working with them. But I took the pickup installation course because it's free, and I really liked. I thought it was really, really, really good. Lots of basic things about soldering. All right, what are we doing now?
Transistor has one flat side and one round side. I'll give you two guesses the direction that this is supposed to go. You may have to bend out your leads a little bit to make it fit in the holes.
Oh yeah, because it's three of them. Let me go ahead and get my transistor going.
You know, force it down, but you know, about like that is good. If it's giving you a lot of resistance, you know, there's no need to push it down any farther.
This is actually a really nice.
Outer leads out, just so it holds it in place.
This is really nice. This really is a nice video, Jesse. I understand it's probably faster to film a video going through and doing things instead of typing it out. There's some things that I would love to do that I just legit don't have the time for, and I keep thinking maybe I could just hire a personal assistant, or maybe I could just do less stuff, Emily. Like, there are these virtual assistants who will like pay your bills and file your taxes and stuff, and they are a lot cheaper than you would think. And I've always just heard, oops, don't want to connect those two things, that they are just so worth it. I had a boss who had one, and it made him so much more productive because, you know, he wasn't fussing with doing things. Yeah, I don't remember what this fuzz is based on. Oop. And that's why you wear protective eye gear. All right.
Especially in these larger TO92 packages.
I might not finish this today, friends. I might just get to the, like, populate
Just
the board.
something to be aware of. If you're holding your iron to it for like 15 seconds, then I'd start to worry. Alright, so
Wow,
this is
his
your
looks better
last
than
chance
mine.
to inspect your solder joints now that we're done with all the components on the board.
All right. I think it looks pretty nice.
Cool, I like it. Alright, let's move on to the rest of the pedal.
Let's do that.
Hello. Here's the inside of our housing. I'm going to set this aside for now. This is kind of where the real build tutorial starts.
This is where the real
if you're
build.
familiar with soldering and populating a board, the rest of what we just did was pretty trivial, pretty easy. Now comes all the weird little quirks and
Okay.
building
Come on,
tips that are unique
give it to me.
this Ain't Afraid kit. So here's what I like to do first. Power jack and then the battery.
I'm not
and
doing the
then
battery.
Build the rest of the circuit around it. Just because those are usually a little bit harder to reach inside. So let's do the power jack first.
Yeah, that's fair. Power jack.
Here is the DC
Okay. Yes, he is doing what I am doing. Great.
Insert it. I like to have this flat tab. There we go. I like to have this flat tab up. So this bottom one is the battery positive. This top one is the board positive. And then this tab is going to be our ground. So go ahead and put this on. Tighten it as much as you can. This little thing is plastic, so don't really go, don't like hulk up and go crazy with it.
Don't hulk
Finger
up.
tight for now is just fine.
Sorry, my finger is
I'm
not
gonna
tight
use
and very
use pliers just to like
nice.
give it a little tweak. There we go.
Perfect.
I'm not using a lot of pressure here, and I'm holding my finger really tight to the end just to hold it in place.
Cool. Feel like I've done this correctly.
Again, it's not super tight. It's tight enough to hold it in place. So let's do the battery jack.
Cool. I'm not doing the battery jack though. Oh, I guess maybe, do I have to do the battery jack?
Here's the battery jack. The leads are going to be too long, so what I like to do is twist everything up.
I'm only doing this because you're telling me to.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I think mine's more beautiful.
Now that it's all twisted up, place it in the pedal where it's going to be. So it's going to be along this side and along this bottom corner. And I'm just going to lay the wire where I want it to end up eventually. So, looks like I'm going to cut right here. When in doubt, remember that you can always cut too much off, but you can always go back and cut more later. But yeah, this looks good. So, little pro tip, I like to save these because we're going to use them a little bit later. If you throw them away, that's totally fine. You have plenty of wire in your kit
Oh my God.
for more of these, but I like these because these are
Why is
just
it not?
pretty much the length that I'm going to need.
Am I not doing this right?
Now strip these wires. I'm going to assume you know how to strip wires, so we won't go into super detail about that.
Oh my God. I'm just trying to guess the right fucking... Okay, come on, the smallest one.
I've got a few wire strippers.
There we go.
These, which are pretty beefy. I got these little ones that reach in. I'll just use these for now. Give yourself about 2.5 millimeters of wire.
Oh my God, Emily.
It's probably about...
Why you gotta fuck up so much? Right.
That's plenty. And then give the wires a little twist.
Right,
Just to hold them in
get in there,
place.
get in there. Bow! There we go. I fucked up.
Beautiful.
I'm so bad at this. Alright.
Now, this wire is... The battery positive is going to go in this bottom.
So I'm just gonna tend
There we go.
that wire a little bit, I think.
And you can bend it around if you want it to hold in place. So just get everything out of the way, put the wire about where it's going to be.
Great.
So
This is
if
where
it's
hopefully I'll be glad that I
bent in a
had.
direction that it's going to stay in forever, then when I solder it, it'll freeze it in that position.
Great.
And I like that, so I'm going to go ahead and solder that in place. Let me adjust the camera to make it a little bit
Yeah.
easier.
Can you all see that? I hope so.
There we go.
Alright.
Okay. Same with this. Heat goes on. I touch the lug and the wire.
Oh, God damn it.
Feed in a little solder and then get out of there. Then inspect your joint.
God.
I'm not actually in
fucking
love with
idiot.
that. Rolling it in the light, it does look good. Oh, you know what? That's totally fine. Yep, that's fine. And then if you have too much lead poking out, feel free to go ahead and clip the excess. So for this battery lead, go ahead and bend the negative terminal down and then put it in the top of our
Oh, God, I did the wrong thing.
negative lug here. Don't solder it down yet. Just put it in place. We're going to be adding a couple more wires. Actually, I believe one more wire to this lug. So I'm going to leave the hole open for now.
Okay.
So just leave the battery, push it into place, just keep it out of the way.
Alright, pushing it into place.
That's that. Is that in the hole? Yep. Okay.
Where's
In
my...
fact, to make a little quality of life improvement for myself, I'm going to get a little, nice little stick or a little tiny screwdriver or something, and then bend this around so it's actually grabbing onto the hole that it wants to stay in. It will end up staying in, and then that's not good.
You don't gotta tell me twice, Jesse.
Alright, let's move on to the rest of the pedal.
Alright, I'm glad y'all are chatting with yourselves. I really appreciate that.
There we go. So we're going to move on to this LED bezel next.
Nice. I have the bezel here.
It comes with a little plastic something.
Did?
A little plastic something or other. And this little metal LED bezel.
Oh, I don't have any plastic thing.
I believe in the kits I put the little plastic something or other in here like this just so you don't lose it.
Well, I lost
So
it.
first things first.
Sorry.
Take this plastic something or other out.
Okay.
And then set it aside.
Oh, there it is.
We're going to need that later.
Good to know. Boop. There you are. Oh, my back.
You know what would be smart actually? Let me check to make sure all these holes are going to fit the components. Because sometimes the hole gets drilled and then when the housing is powder coated, okay. This fits through just fine. Let me do it with all the other stuff. Back.
Skip, skip.
tight
Get.
that big ear pedals goes tightly.
Come on.
This is a little tight. All right.
Let's do the LED.
So just if you have.
All right, I don't have that tool. All right.
Just to go check that if you want. The nut and the washer off.
Take the nut and the washer off. Done. This is the washer. It's kind of funny.
And the washer. Hey! The washer is going to go under the nut.
Right.
This is a little split washer that holds the nut in place. So even if you can't tighten it down perfectly tight, this tension will still keep this washer from moving.
Every time I solder like these small electronic components, I really wonder how men do this. Like, how do men do this? Like, your hands are bigger than mine usually.
Washer on. See, if I were a really smart person, I would have done this before I did the power jack.
Is this the wrong washer?
But that's not going to mess me up at all. And then just thread it. See, this is so hard to do while I'm holding a camera, too. Alright, there we go.
Finger tight. Finger
there
tight.
Just thread it, tighten it down. See, it's still loose. I'm just going to tighten it as tight as I can, finger tight.
Finger tight. Finger tight's a little bit hard when you have nails, because nail tight and finger tight.
This is a tension washer in it, so it's going to hold it in place.
I don't think this is the right size washer, but it probably is. I'm just a baby.
I'll use a little
That's better.
nose pliers to give it a little twist if I can.
I don't know where my needle nose pliers are.
Yeah, that's about as much as
Oh, they're upstairs in the kitchen.
Again, it's not the tightest in the world.
I'll tighten that later.
But it's never going anywhere. No,
that's going to be nice, isn't it? It's going to look really nice.
The reason I wanted to do that first is because I want this little plastic something or other out of the pedal because I'm going to need that in a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to do our wires, potentiometer, and LED. So take this and set it aside.
It's set aside.
Because we're going to need that in a little bit.
Okay, next.
Let's go back to our circuit board.
Okay.
Now we're going to start adding wires.
Uh-oh, wires.
And once the wires are added, put the potentiometer.
I have red and I have black wires.
Let's do these wires first since I set them aside. Remember the wires I took off of the battery clip?
Yes.
I'm going to use these for my plus and minus 9-volt connection. So let's do the negative first. You'll see on the top, this is the silk screen for the plus 9 volts and minus. The silk screen is on the top, so I know I want my wires to go in through the top. I designed it that way because, sometimes I'm brain dead and I can't remember. There are other holes with the silk screen on the bottom. That's because we're going to be inserting the wires in that end. For right now, let's just worry about the battery power. So stick the black wire in.
Jeez.
You can do one at a time. I'm just going to do both right now. Stick the red wire in.
I hate this thing. Alright.
God, this is hard to do because I'm looking
there
at
we
the
go.
camera.
This is the best thing I ever bought, I swear to Lord.
Alright, shoes, there we go. And then I'm going to bend it down, hold them in place, and then just use gravity to hold them in place here. I have that helping hands, but again, I kind of want to show you what your workspace would be looking like.
Why didn't that work?
Alright, finally, we're back to soldering, right?
There we go. So, oh boy. So black and red. Ay, ay, ay. Black. Doop. Here.
Excuse me, just drinking a little coffee here.
Jesse drinking off camera, Jesse.
So clean off your soldering iron tip. And then, same principle as before. Heat goes on. Feed in a little
Yeah,
solder.
I'm doing the helping hands for this.
Off. Heat goes on. Feed in a little solder. Heat comes off. So that was a little wonky because everything was moving around. So make sure that you're happy with your solder joints on both sides.
Right.
Everything is nice and shiny. I like those. So I'm going to go ahead and clip now. Not super flush to the board, you know,
There you go.
leave that mound, that's totally fine. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
And these are much longer than I need, but we can clip these later. So let's not worry about those for now.
Okay.
If you are cutting those lengths of wire off from the wire that I gave you in your kit, measure about 1 inch of wire for both of these. That's more than you need.
Okay, done. Next.
All right, let's do the next wires.
Gimme, gimme.
On the other side, you'll see that there's one side with an S and a T,
Yes.
and one side with a TRS.
Yes.
This is the stereo input
Ooh.
for the input jack, and this is the mono output.
Oh, okay.
S refers to sleeve, T refers to tip, and then on this side it's the same thing except there's an R.
This is the TRS one.
Refers to ring. We'll talk about that in a little bit. For right now, let's just do these 2 wires.
Okay.
In my pedal, the circuit board's going to sit like this.
Okay.
So let's examine our mono jack first. I want my mono jack to sit like this. Ooh, get it to focus. There we go. I want my mono jack to sit like this. So, depending on the lugs of your jack, this one is going to be negative because see it's hooked to the sleeve of the jack. So the black wire we're going to put in S in here is going to connect to here.
Black wire to there.
And the T wire connects to this lug, and you can tell because look at the metal ring followed around to this little lug.
Okay. That's
so
actually
in a
good.
pinch, that's how you can tell which lug is the right one to go
Okay.
to. So I'm going. Oh, I don't even need this stuff yet. Really, all I wanted to know was which lug is farther away from the board. This one's closer. This one's farther. The farther one, I'm going to give about a 3-inch wire to. So let's do that first. We said this was the tip. So let's get our red wire and cut a 3-inch section.
Red wire. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's probably more than 3 inches.
I have my wire here. A little ruler. Cut it to be about 3 inches.
Oh, he really measured it, huh?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and strip my wire.
Strip that wire, Jesse.
I'll
Strip
about
that
4 or 5
wire.
millimeters, 'cause this
Thank
is
you,
going
Iggy. I
to
try to
hold
make it
in
sound
the
sexual.
circuit board.
I don't know why he's... Actually, I really don't
For
know
the
why
other
he's
connection,
doing a TRS. That is actually... I was wondering the same thing.
for the sleeve connection,
Where are my black...
if I could get it to
shit.
focus,
I dropped
see
my
that
black
one's
wire.
closer to the circuit board. So instead of 3 inches, I'm going to do 2 inches.
Okay, 2
Because
inches.
the 3-inch one has to go under the jack and come up. This one just has to go straight to
Cool.
the lug. So let's just do 2 inches of black wire for that.
2 inches. If y'all don't have these things, these auto stripper things, oh my gosh. They've saved me so much agony, especially on these little short wires where you can't really get, like, the momentum, I guess, with the traditional, these fellas. I like these. Come on, Jesse.
Here we go.
Here we go. Come on, buddy.
As well. Beautiful.
I feel like when you're soldering, you just have to say beautiful constantly. Look at everything you do and just say beautiful.
The red wire is my tip. And the black wire is my sleeve. Hold it in place and flip it over. Oops, did they move? Oh, they're good. And then let's get to soldering.
Solder. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Solder. Blow into the...
Examine everything. Very nice. Very nice. And clip.
This little bulbous, but
Now let's do the same thing for this side.
TRO
So
side.
instead of my mono jack, I'm going to get my stereo jack.
Okay.
So here's my
Okay, just
rotate any other way. So I want mine to look like this. So what lugs does that leave us with? This is the S lug. We can see because it's connected to the sleeve.
there's 2 sleeves.
This one is the ring lug.
Oh yeah, this
right
is the
up here.
sleeve.
And then this one is the tip lug all the way down here.
Tip.
So I'm going to give sleeve and tip 3 inches, and I'll give this one 2 inches. So I want one red wire 3 inches, one black wire 3 inches, and one another black wire 2 inches. All right, let's measure those.
3. So precise. So precise. Alright, and then a black wire is 2 inches. Okay. So we're going to get those stripped.
One 3-inch black wire.
That's the one where Iggy thought that I was being dirty because I said stripped.
And one 2-inch black wire. And one 3-inch red wire.
I kind of want a little bit more of
In
that.
your kits, you should have a foot of black and red wire.
A foot?
So you should have plenty of
Just you did not give me a
plenty
feed
of
of
wire with a little left
wire.
over when you're done.
Alright. Next.
The wire too. So go ahead and strip a little
Okay,
end.
boy. Okay.
And we know to double check when I put my jack in the way that I want it to end up going eventually. Tip, sleeve, ring. Got it? So tip and sleeve are 3 inches. So that means my 2-inch wire is my ring. Tip, ring, sleeve.
Alright.
On the circuit board, let me get this out.
Okay, buddy.
Tip, ring, sleeve. So let's do tip first.
Tip.
Ring next. Sleeve next. When they're all nice and flat to the board, hold them, flip them over, and let's solder. So here's another little trick I like to do. We've got stuff poking out on the underside of this, and this doesn't want to lay flat.
That's a good
I'm
point.
just going to take something a little heavy and lay it on something just to hold it in place. There we go.
Soldering. Wish you were a chisel tip.
And then drink a little bit more coffee. It's very
I
important.
wasn't
Drink a little bit
thinking.
more coffee.
Those look better. Those look really nice. Comparatively.
It's been such a long day already.
Ooh,
It's like
not focused.
it's like
It's a
10
long
right
day
now.
for
It's already
Jesse.
a long day. All right, go ahead and solder all these.
Alright, let me look to see what y'all are saying. Secure both sides.
I think this other wire moved.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad this is inspiring you, Evan. This is actually pretty easy. Solder.
Let's examine.
Tug.
Nice and
Tug.
shiny.
Ooh.
And they're right up against the board.
You know
Okay,
what?
let's go ahead and clip. So
Alright.
that is all. I'm going to bend these down this way. I'm going to bend these down this way. Now that the wires are done, let's do the potentiometer. That's going to go in these 3 holes. And then we're going to do the LED. The LED is a little tricky, so pay attention to that.
Alright.
So grab your potentiometer
It's my pot.
and nut on the shaft of the potentiometer. Go ahead and take those off now and set them aside. there's a little tab on your potentiometer.
No, he
If I
broke my
didn't
tab
break
off.
that off already,
Yeah.
just take little clippers. Or
So that's always really
used
important for your
pliers.
pots.
You're
So
not using the clippers to clip it off.
yeah,
You're just grabbing it.
it's made to break off.
And give it a little twist.
Yeah.
It's not really that hard.
I always wonder why they even
If you're
exist.
forcing it, there's something.
Okay.
And it came off.
Okay.
There's really only one way this can go. Just match it up to the silk screen, stick it in the holes. Bob's your uncle.
Blah, blah, blah.
If you have to, if in shipping, like these have bent crazy, you know, don't bend them back and forth a million times. Just kind of bend them till they're straight.
Okay. So I got this on here. It's actually
Stick
really
it in the hole.
convenient.
I like to flip this over and find a way to hold it in place. When I do this, I actually use helping hands.
It's
that
funny.
hold
It's
it in
actually
place
standing
like
up, so I
this.
hope it stays.
Again, I'm going to assume you don't have the, and then maybe like stack stuff up underneath it, just, and then do this middle one first. So
Middle
this is pro tip.
first.
Do this middle
That's
one.
helpful.
Just give it a little solder. And then what we're going to do is examine it. Is it nice and flat? Did it move around? Is it a little...
So close to the cap
like
of
this
my
is
toes.
perfectly fine, but just for the sake of showing you how to do this, see how
Nice.
this is kind of a little skewed.
Whew.
I'm just going to hold it in place, put a little pressure down on the potentiometer, and then let's just go ahead and reflow the solder. And now it's flat. Let everything cool down before you move. Okay, we're done. So this is nice and flat to everything.
I think my solder
let's
points
go
are getting
ahead and
better as
solder
I
the
go,
rest
which
of
should
those
not be
parts
surprising.
first, and then
I kind of wish I had, like...
now that these two are done, I'm going to redo the middle one, add a little bit more solder. Just because I added a tiny bit of solder at first, just because I wanted to tack
Like,
it
this is not
down.
hard.
Now this
This
is
is
my
not
actual
hard.
connection solder.
So, that's going to go in like that. Interesting.
The other side.
Alright.
You could clip these if you wanted. I don't.
So, don't clip. I do
Okay,
think the
that's-
LED is going to be
Now let's
tricky.
move on to the LED. Again,
Alright.
this part is a little bit more
So,
tricky, pay
I'm
attention.
going to pay close attention to this one. Well, so the pot actually has a, it's a plastic coating, so it's not going to ground out, Marty. It's really smart, as they say. Cool.
This is your LED.
This is my LED.
Before you do anything, remember this little plastic something
Yes,
or
I
other
remember
that
this
we
plastic
grabbed
something
earlier?
other.
It's shaped like a cup.
So,
Put the cup, put your LED in the cup.
LED cup.
See? And there are two little holes that the leads poke through.
Alright.
And then it goes up like this.
Okay, so it's not supposed to actually
Make sure
envelop
you've
the
done
LED.
I'll wait. Alright, you've done it?
Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Back to our board. This is the hole for the LED, right?
Right. The hole for the LED right there.
This is the positive side, and the square one is the negative side. On our LED, yikes. On our LED, the long one is the positive side, and the short one is the negative side. The short one is going to go in the square hole. The long one goes in the circular hole.
If anything has screwed me up consistently on these kinds of projects, it is that.
We're done, right? No. Wait
It's
a minute.
that LEDs are directional.
Pull it out as much as you can. I only want to solder a little bit of this because we're going to bend it into place. So once you've got it in the holes, pull it out until there's only a little bit sticking through.
Okay, hope
Just
it's
like
not.
that, see?
Yeah. So I have it poking
Now
out a
solder
little
it
bit.
into place.
Now we solder into
Hey,
place.
before you solder, you put this little plastic thing on, right?
Yes.
Don't forget.
I don't want to
And
forget.
then just to double check.
I feel like that's the kind of thing you
long
would
side goes in
cry
the
if
circle,
you...
short side
Oops.
goes in the square.
Short side
Go
and
ahead and
square.
solder.
Warm up that component a little bit. Let
I
it
like
solder.
to do the short side first, just because that has a little bit less room to work.
I did the short
So,
side
If I
first.
screw up the long side and it moves, I don't want this to come out of the hole.
I did do
So
the
just do the short
first.
side first. So now I'm happy. Go ahead and clip.
Hopefully I left enough space.
And now check this out. I'm going to bend this in kind of a arc. Like that. The leads aren't touching. This little plastic something or other is on it, and now it's poking down. And then you kind of see what's going on here, right? The potentiometer and the LED.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I soldered the wrong side, but it's okay.
So beautiful. I like that. Now there's two things we could do from here. We could insert the potentiometer and the LED here, and then put them in the jacks and then wire it up. I think it's a little bit, see, that's how I do it when I build them.
Okay.
But I think it is a little bit easier to go ahead and strip these wires. And
I already stripped
the
them.
Jacks and then put everything in like that.
Okay, well,
so
maybe I've already stripped those
We've
wires.
been stripping before, right?
Hopefully I stripped enough. Okay. So we're gonna install the jacks, Jesse?
And then grab your stereo jack.
Got my stereo jack.
And for the millionth time, examine it. Tip, sleeve, ring.
Tip, sleeve, tip, sleeve.
Ring, tip, sleeve.
Oh my god.
Ring, tip, sleeve. Okay, cool. Let's do the tip first.
Tip is the red one.
See, I bent that down so it's making a nice mechanical connection.
Oh, Christ. Alright.
Sleeve. Ring. Tip. Sleeve. Okay, cool. Let's do the tip first.
This is bottom guy.
See, I bent that down so it's making a nice mechanical connection.
Yes, I did see that. You... Get warm.
Oh, and by the way, the circuit board is going to go in the pedal like this, and the output jack is going to sit like this. So I want the red wire to go under. So instead of soldering it like this, I'm going to solder it like this.
It didn't stick. Alright, that's why you test your solder points.
So it's kind of pointing like that. In fact, let me use the helping hands just so it's easier to see.
Alright. Got that mechanical connection. Oh, Lord. Grant me the patience for my... Oh, shoot, this sucks. This is a suck. Alright, get that away from my computer. Let's wrap you around. Like this. Oh my god. Alright.
I'm going to go ahead and solder this.
Okay.
This is a lot more metal, so feed in a lot more solder. And you might have to hold it to the metal a little bit longer because it'll take it a little longer to heat up. But once you're done, inspect things. I want the hole sealed up, and I want some solder on the wire.
Wow.
And I want everything nice and shiny.
Solder is sticking everywhere except for where I want it to.
If you just poked your wire through and there's a bunch poking up and you want to clip it, now's a great time to do that. So this one is sleeve. That one was 3 inches as well. Double check. S sleeve. This wire right here.
This is everything you should not do when you're soldering. I feel like I should have applied some solder already. I'm gonna pause this. I might need to take a break, friends. I've obviously not quite done this right. Oh boy. So there's something wrong with my tip, I think. It's my suspicion. Let me see if I can get even any solder at all to stick to this. Oh. Okay, great. Neat. Fucking cool. I'm definitely gonna have to get my solder stucker. Oh, sorry, Jackpot Records. Yeah, that lack of sticking is not great. Oh, there we go. Where are you? Oh, cool. All right, I think that's better. I think maybe we'll be poised for success now. Let me just wrap that around like Jesse said. You may be asking yourself, Emily, do you have any feeling in your hands? What the hell? I do not have a ton of feeling in my hands now. Okay, I think I did it. Let me let it cool for a second. Whoo boy! Boom shakalaka. When in doubt, get a little solder on there. All right, pull that right off. Put that with the rest of the crap. Cool. That was hard.
Coming up from the same bottom direction.
Yeah, flux would help. That would have been a smart thing to do.
Poke it on through.
Okay.
Poke it on through.
So is he doing? Oh, I missed it. So now he's doing.
Poke it on through direction, right?
So now he's doing.
Poke it on through.
So his is.
Poke it on through. I'm gonna bend things around so it makes a nice mechanical connection. Okay, let's get to solder.
Okay, that's neat. All right, well, so much for that. Flux is your friend.
Beautiful. Nice and shiny. The holes covered up.
A lot of heat.
Last wire. So, logic dictates that this wire is ring, but why not double check everything? Ring.
Yes, that is ring.
Ring. So,
That's...
this one I want to come around the top, just because that'll make my life a little easier. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera. There we go. This one I want to come around the top, whereas the other
Neat. Wow, that came right out. So I need to actually recut that wire, I think. I don't think I made it long enough. I'm not really sure. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. You do what you can. It was not stuck. Came right out. Oh no. Fucking bulbs of solder is not what you want. But sometimes it's what you get. And usually it's because you didn't do it right. You didn't do something right.
Again, if you have a different jack, just keep an eye on this. Make sure that your wires are leading to the right lugs.
This would be so much easier with a chisel tip.
So this one's coming around the top. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and solder.
Glad you're happy,
I don't like his
Jesse.
position, so I'm going to hold him, heat up the solder, and move him where I want him. There we go. Cool.
That's actually very...
So that is our input jack
annoying.
wired up. And then we can tuck these wires and make everything
What
nice
the
and neat
fuck?
when we install it. Let's move on to the output jack. Be sure you don't bend this LED accidentally, by the way. Output jack, this one's a little easier. Because there's only 2 lugs on this. So remember, I want my circuit board to sit like this, my output jack to sit like this. This one's sleeve, this one's tip.
Oh.
So let's strip these wires.
I'll tell you what, friends. I do have to go for a little bit. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I will finish this later. I didn't realize it was getting kind of late. I have some things I need to write. Sorry, Simabrin. I got to go. Evan, Michael, Marty, Jason, OMZ, Iggy. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I'll hold it up. It really was me the whole time. I got to scoot. Check back maybe tonight. I'm definitely going to switch out that tip because I don't like it. But I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Ooh, yes, I would like to finish. Huh.